Thanks for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Absolutely. Thank you.
So my name is Tiffany Esposito. I'm the president and CEO of the Bonita Springs Area Chamber of Commerce, and we are the Southwest Florida Alliance of Chambers.
Okay.
We represent 8 chambers of commerce, 6,000 businesses, and 300,000 residents and constituents in Lee and Collier counties.
Wow.
So thanks so much for being here with us. We are recording this interview, and we'll be posting it
Okay.
on our websites and our social media.
Cool.
So we have a few brief questions for you, but before we get started, we'll just go around real quick and do some introductions so you know who you're talking to.
All right. Absolutely. Thank you.
So Donna, John, Dave, Colleen, Jackie.
Hi, Roger. Donna Germain, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce of Cape Coral. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, Donna.
Morning, Roger. My name's John Lai. I'm the President and CEO of the Sanibel Captiva Chamber of Commerce. It's good to meet you.
You too, John.
Good afternoon, Roger. David Miller. I'm with the Chamber of Southwest Florida.
Hey, David.
Good afternoon, Roger. My name is Colleen with the Greater Fort Myers Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, Colleen.
Good afternoon. I'm
Hi,
Jackie.
Roger.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead, guys.
No, after you, Jackie.
Thank you. Jackie Lezak, Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for
Hey,
joining
Jackie.
us.
Thank you.
Hi, Roger. This is Chris Lopez. I'm a member of many of the chambers here today, and I consult with the Chamber Alliance. Welcome.
Hey, Chris.
So Roger, if we can just start, our first question is tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Roger Lawley. I am a candidate for District 78 State Representative. I am a lifelong resident of Lee County, actually born in Lee Memorial Hospital about 25 years ago. No, a lot longer than that. 6 generations here in Southwest Florida. And my family actually grew up and they were raised on Key Acosta and would actually have to take the boat out to the tip of Pine Island in Boquilla to go to school. My dad did that until they moved out here on Pine Island in the 50s, early 50s, and we've been there ever since. I'm actually live off McGregor here in Fort Myers. I married up, have a beautiful wife, definitely out of my league. She keeps me in line. We have 5 beautiful children, Zoe 14, Lily 11, Lennon 9, and a set of 3-year-old twins. So we don't have 2 sets of twins, just a set of twins. Ivy and Finn, a former professional baseball player, played for Southwest Florida Braves. Wasn't good enough. They shipped me over to Europe because that's what happens when you're not good enough to play in America. You have to go somewhere else. So that's what I did. Now I'm a small business owner here in Southwest Florida. I own a company called All Care Southwest Florida. All Care National. We do respite care and companion care for individuals with disabilities, and we work with the elderly as well. And I am a founder of a nonprofit here in town called the If I Can Dream Foundation, where we work with over 500 students, helping them with vocational training, working with them on how to pass an interview, how to fill out a job application, what it's like to get a job. So we try to introduce them with employers and get them employment after the training that we give them to do that. So again, thanks for having me, and look forward to talking to you guys today.
Thank you. What prompted you to run for office?
I'd have to say many reasons. You know, again, being born and raised on Pine Island, and way of life out there was the water. My family were commercial fishermen since, like I said, Key Acosta, then Pine Island. They were commercial fishermen. Now they do crabbing and shrimping and things like that. But the water quality is huge. So I want to continue, trying to raise the funding and raise awareness and keep the awareness and the focus on the water quality, because it's not just something that's a problem today or an issue today. It's going to be an issue down the road if we don't continue and stay up on it. Another main reason, and probably the number one reason, is my son Finn was born. My youngest, the 3-year-old twin, was born with Down syndrome, and there's a lot of awareness, I think, that we need to bring to the community regarding individuals with special needs, education-wise, and and medical as well. There's a few things I'd like to see change in Tallahassee regarding that. So he was the inspiration behind it. I think the final straw, which said, you know what, I gotta get up off the couch and do something about it. And my wife said, why don't you stop talking about it and do something about it? So she was kind of the last push, you know, to get me to go do it. And that's the main reason I'm here. Obviously education and everything is important to me as well, but the personal behind it is Finn and the history I have on the water.
And what makes you qualified to represent the business community?
Being a small business owner myself, I feel that I know what the challenges the business owners face on a daily basis. You know, being out in the trenches every day, if you're not in it and you don't experience it, it's I don't know if you can really represent that part of the community unless you're in it every day and you understand it. And I do my best to learn every day about some of the issues that some of the owners, the small business owners, are having in the community. So I look forward to, hopefully, you know, if I'm blessed enough to get elected and head to Tallahassee and work with a lot more individuals to see what issues we can fix up there.
In your opinion, what is the most pressing issue facing the Southwest Florida business community? And if elected, what would you do to address this issue?
I'd say a big one is the tax on commercial rent. I think that stops a lot of businesses from moving to Florida and opening up shops here in Florida. You know, it's competitive out there, and I think unless Florida does something about it, we're not going to open up. We're not going to open up like we should, I guess, and be equal with the other states if we don't, you know, get rid of that. And so to answer the second part of that question was to, you know, get rid of that. We need to eliminate that tax.
As you know, Southwest Florida's economy is heavily dependent on the leisure and hospitality sectors. So if elected, what would you do to encourage economic diversification in the region?
Good question. Again, I think that there's a few ways I could answer that. I always go, you know, with the water quality. I think that I think we have to focus on the water. We got to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to continue with Ron DeSantis's work that he's doing. And right now it's so important because he's here hopefully for another 6 years. And hopefully we continue everything that he's doing.
So this group was formed in 2018 following the water crisis that we experienced.
Okay.
And water quality was and remains our #1 priority. If elected, what specific projects would you advocate for to improve and protect Southwest Florida's water quality?
Well, and let me just start off by saying, again, raised on Pine Island and knowing how important the clean water is here as far as way of life. You know, our local seafood, our tourism all revolves around it. I'm not an expert on it, and I can admit to that from the beginning. I don't know as much as the people that are in it every day, but I can tell you my passion runs deeper than most people you'll meet, because again, with having 5 children, not being able to go to the beach, not being able to fish, you know, when it was bad, that was a tough one. So, because I was able to do that as a kid, and I didn't have any boundaries as a kid. We were in the water every day. So I don't claim to know it all, but the passion is there, and I will do what I can to work with the people who do know to make sure that we're getting the best opportunity to continue to receive funding and on a state and federal level.
So kind of in the same vein, what specific actions do you think lawmakers should take to improve and protect Southwest Florida's waterways?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
What specific actions do you think lawmakers should take to improve and protect Southwest Florida's waterways?
I'm going to go with, again, we need to make sure that we're listening to the professionals, the people that are in it every day. And I'm not one of them, but I can just tell you I'm ready to work with whoever I need to work with to make sure that we're doing everything we can to get the funding that we need. But Governor DeSantis has done a great job, but we need to continue that. I don't know if I'm really answering the question, but I'm not an expert on it, but the passion is there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One last question. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about you or your priorities?
Yeah, again, I mean, I can stress the fact that the water quality is important. I want to get up there. I want to speak to the people that are in it every day. I want to learn the ins and outs. Now, I do know a little, but I'm not a professional. And if anyone tells you they know it all when they go to Tallahassee, it's not the person that should be representing, because you need to be able to learn from the people that know and try to pass legislation that way.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today. We appreciate it, and we wish you luck in the election.
Thanks, Tiffany. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Roger.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.